Hello students, welcome to this video. So this video is for who are practicing, who are giving the ALP exam. So all the students who are preparing for the ALP psycho test, this video is for you. So like psychometric test or known as CBAT test. So all the people who are, all the students who are preparing for the CBAT test, they have to know who are appearing for the CBAT test and how you are eligible to who are eligible to appear the CBT test. So LP conduct examination in 3 phases. One is CBT 1, another is CBT 2, another is CBT CBAT. So those who are qualified in CBT 1, they have appeared in CBT 2. So those who will be qualifying in CBT 2, they will be appearing in CBAT. So like the main question is how many people will be appearing in CBAT. So there is a simple railway rule that 8 times of the vacancy should be appearing for the CBAT. So now this year the vacancy is 18,000. So the people will be appearing for the CBAT will be 18,000 into 8, that is approximately 1.5 lakhs. So this CBAT important exam which will be filtering out like 80% of the population. So who will be 80% of the population who will be getting in the exam. So from 1.5 lakhs, 8,000 people will be selected for the document verification and medical examination. So like yeah, and now the CBT2 is exam is over and its answer is out. So the people who are scoring good marks in CBT to like part A and qualified in part B, they will be preparing for the psycho test. So in psychometric test, like what will the requirement, how will be the exam, and what are the different types of tests to be conducted, I will be discussing that. So the people who have passed in part B of CBT2 and secured good marks like around 75 plus in CBT to part A, they must be they have to prepare in psycho test because they have more chance to go in merit, and those who score little less than CBT to part A, they also have little chance that they can be in the merit list in primary list. So all the people who will be getting called from the psycho test should be prepared for the psycho, because lot of the people thinks it is a common aptitude test. Like lot of students thinks like it is a common aptitude test, they can easily handle their simple test like memory test and all this test. But the time duration and time span and number of questions in this test in like it is in very high risk factor. So and the scoring pattern is also different. So lot of people fell in this exam who scored good in CBT 2 also, because they are more confident and they did not practice for the psycho test. So let us discuss what are the types of tests and what is psychometric test. Psychometric test is CBAT test, which is CBT test, computer based test. Earlier it was in online offline mode, but now it is appearing in the computer mode, which is conducted by RDSO. So RDSO designs and patterns the psychometric test. Yeah, RDSO. And in psychometric test, how you will be qualified in psychometric test? Basically, psychometric test, there is a T score which will be deciding your qualification. The T score is not basically percentage of mark. It also depends upon how much you scored and what is the average marks scored by all the students who appear in the exam. So in psychometric test, people who have appeared in the exam, the score like they have secured and that calculated in some formula which has mean and all standard deviation things, like there will be a T score. And in psychometric test there are 5 weighted tests, like different type of weighted test, and you have to pass each weighted test separately. Means you have to qualify all the weighted tests requiring more than 42 T4 in each of them. Then you will be declared as pass and your mark will be calculated for final merit list. Otherwise, if you fail in one of the weighted tests, then you cannot be in the merit list. So you have to pass in all the weighted tests differently. So there are different types of battery tests in the psychometric test. Uh, all you know, all are aware of the battery tests. So I will be discussing those battery tests also in different video. In this video, I will be stating what are the different types of battery tests there are in the psychometric test, and what are mainly objective of those battery tests, and in separate videos of different battery tests, we will be describing how the question will be, how many questions will be there, and how to approach each battery test. So in this video, I will be discussing about what are different types of battery tests. So like you have to score each battery test. So there are 5 types of battery tests. Then first is memory test. In memory test, there are 4 types of memory test, but in exam there will be one type of memory test, one type of battery test from memory. There are 4 type of battery test done by RDSO, but in exam there will be one type. One type means there one is track memory, another picture, another picture number, another building address. These are 4 type of building test, like memory test. In exam you will get one of the kind, so don't worry about this memory test. We will be discussing the memories and tricks for solving that. So one is memory test. So you have to score 42 T score on this, T score in this. Second is direction test. In this there are 3 types of tests. One is letter table, one is number table, another is watch test, watch clock. Here in this test there will be set of directions. Like instructions in the questions. You have to go to the table or the clock, watch clock. In the figure we will discuss it separately in separate video, and you have to follow those instructions and get to the answer. And this test is for fundamentally deciding how well you are used to following directions and assignments. So these are aptitude tests are developed in a kind that it will be like it will be useful to decide your some quality of your brain and yourself. So direction test is like for how much direction, like how much instructions you can follow in short time of periods and how well you are following the instruction. In memory test there will be simple one figure, the first, then the figure will be available for 2 and 3 minutes, like track. In track there will be some station names, so that figure will be disappeared and a fresh figure will be there which do not have that station name. You have to identify which station was where, like that, on which figure was attached to which figure, or which figure was assigned some number. So this is basically tests your memory. And third is depth test. That is for the depth test. Then depth test, like in depth test, there is two types of test. One is hidden queue, another is brick test. Brick test is mostly the important test, or mostly probably it will be coming in the exam. The big test has more probability because most of the time it comes in the RDSA pattern. So brick test, in this test, basically the 3D imagination and how much you have knowledge about 3D objects, how much you have knowledge about depth in 3D. So this will be testing your that knowledge. In big test, there will be like questions like how much bricks are like like uh, assigned to the sides, like close to the sides of the brick. Hidden to how much cubes are hidden in the figure behind, or something like that. This text will be like we will be discussing these different types of questions in separate video for each test. So in big test there will be counting of bricks and counting of cubes. In this, the 3D imagination power of yours will be tested, and in each of these tests, like you will be getting one memory test, one direction test, and one depth analysis test. And there are other two, like there is another two big battery test, like one is concentration test, another is physical speed. Concentration, in the concentration test, there are four types of concentration test, but you will be getting one of them. Like one is SNO. SNO means matching two numbers. If they are same, then S. If they are different, then it is no. And finding 6 or finding 9, a picture placement. Picture placement. Yeah, yes, no will be there due to different numbers or same number, and there will be yes or no. You have to select one. 96 means there will be 5 different numbers. You have to see in which number there will be 6, or there is 6 and not all the 4. Four numbers. Yeah, in finding 9, that is the same case. Picture placement, how much there will be two different set of 5 figures of same objects. You have to determine how much places that they have changed. So we will be discussing this in different video, so in detail. So these are the concentration tests. There will be much more, like 72 around question in 4 minutes, or 96 question in 5 minutes, like that. They have to they like they test here like concentration of yours, how much you can concentrate on each questions in same type of questions, how much time and how much your concentration is on point on these questions. So in this time, in these types of tests, you will be getting one of the tests. If you will getting yes no, you will not get all the tests. So don't worry, but you have to practice all the four, because no one knows which test will be coming in the exam. So yeah, and then at last there is another type of vector test, which is like that is perceptual speed. It is basically how much like speed you are, like you have reflex speed in your mind. This is and test decides how much speed your reflex speed is, how speed you can determine the similar objects or the dissimilar objects, like that. This is perceptual speed. Yes, in this test there are three types of test. One is octagonal, another is hexagonal, Another is similarity test. Now diagonal there will be 96 questions in 5 minutes. In similarity test there will be 75 in 5 minutes and hexagonal 96 in 5 minutes. So in these I will be discussing all the types of beta test in different several videos. So please subscribe my channel and follow me here, and I will be providing all the details of these videos in my descriptions also. So like these are the 5 types of beta tests. You have to score like in each practice test you have to score more than T score, like 42 in T score. So you have to like maximize your effort, and you have to do a lot of practice because these are not difficult, because these tests are like simply aptitude tests which do not require any calculations and all those things. But to gain speed and accuracy you have to practice more. So uh, in this test like 2 or 3 tests are little bit difficult to be habit of. So you have to like direction test and depth test are a little bit difficult. There is language used in direction test or like set of instructions, so you have to get habit of those languages. And in depth test you have to like really fast up your counting and analysis of the figure and threading. So these different tests are require different skill sets, but the practice is the main key of this test. It is not difficult, but it is not too easy to like uh, to attend in a one go. So you have to practice it a lot more to get habit of it and score a good mark in Saturday. So that's like for all the battery test. And what are the documents you got for the psychotest? Like who will be preparing for this test? Like in CBAT, if you in CBAT 2 you have part A and part B, and score part B like 26.25 or 75 in part B is that trade electrician or something else. In part A you are scoring 70 plus. You must be preparing for the psycho very well because you have a good chance to be in merit. But those who have scored little bit below the 70 and getting calls for the psycho test, they also have a chance to get in merit, because psycho is not a skill ability test like CBT 2 or CBT 1 knowledge test. It is a skill test. It is a skill test on mind. So like it is like the one who has better concentration and better like problem handling situation, like problem handling capacity will be doing better, and those who have mainly scored 70 plus in part A maybe failed in this exam due to lack of practice and lack of concentration. Maybe 60 plus guy get in the merit. So there is hope for everyone who will be participating in the psycho test. So there will so everyone who are little bit confident about their part A and pass in part B, they must prepare for the psycho, and those who are little below the par, they also try to prepare for the psycho also, or for this time, or it will be helpful next time also. Yeah. And what are the documents required for the psycho test? There is a vision certificate which is needed for the psycho test. You must carry one vision certificate, otherwise you will be not allowed to visit in the exam. So uh, I will be providing the format of the vision certificate in the description box. So you go to that vision certificate description box and download and print it. Go to one eye specialist nearby, like nearby your local area, and government hospital or private hospital, not be PHC little bit big hospital where a specialist will be there who having the MBBS degree and MBBS registration number. They will be doing your vision test and providing your vision certificate. In vision certificate, you have to attest your photo by, like, important. It is important to attest your photo by doctor, and it is also important the doctor should have an MBBS registration number, and it should be his number, and it should be he should be an MBBS doctor. So go to nearby eye specialist and get a vision certificate for the exam, and like get ready all of the documents because there will be a short time for the psycho preparation. So uh, and what about practice and how you will be practicing this psycho test? Yeah, psycho test you have lot of things like offline, online, offline books, but the test is online, so you have to practice it online, mostly online in computer, because the test will be in computer, but phone has small screen, and scrolling is not like handy in phone, but in computer in using mouse you don't have scroll key, then there will be issues. So you have to practice with the external mouse with the computer or laptop. So mainly if you have a laptop and computer, you go to a website who provides ALP psychotech series. Like one of the good one is like unlimited education. You can go to this limited education website and buy ALP psychotech series or any other one, but you must practice on the computer or laptop with an external mouse, because if you will not you have practice in that situation or on those, you like it will be a first time for you in the exam, and it will be little bit tricky to adjust all the situations with mouse and all the things. So from my next video we will be discussing about each memory test, each battery test in detail for in each video. So please subscribe or follow me for this content, or I will be discussing this battery test in next videos. So thank you for watching. Goodbye and best of luck for your exam, and please do practice more.